What's up, everybody, man? This is yours truly, Big Chris, man, on the mics, the ones and twos, that Square Sports Podcast, man. Checking out the Cincinnati Bengals today, as you saw in the thumbnail. Bengals are picking at 31. Actually, you know what? Let's do some background on the Bengals real quick. Obviously, no one projected them to go to the Super Bowl, especially with a horrible offensive line and a horrible defense. However, man, I'm looking at them, and they've got quite a bit of things they need to work out, especially on the O-line. They got Kenyon coming out of Kentucky, and they got Slayer coming out of Georgia. To be honest with you, I went wide left in this draft for the Bengals. Completely wide left. A lot of these guys I'm not in love with, but I think where they're picking at and what I chose for them should give them a little bit better direction, and I'll explain why when I go through the mock here. Bengals have a total of, I think it's 8 picks all the way through the 7th round, so 8 picks. Got the 31st, 63rd, 95, 134, 173, 208, 224, and 250. So for the first round draft pick at number 31, I have them taking Nicholas Pettifree out of Ohio State. 6'5", 350. That means not 350. 6'5", 315. Can move. It's 40 time 5'1" if it matters. I really think, to be honest with you, how he pushes the first 10 yards is good. Guy can go. You want to really watch a game where he kind of stands out. I liked him in the Michigan game. I liked him in the Oregon game. And I liked him in the Michigan State game. Those are highlights that really kind of get him shown as what he's really can showcase, because the guy can, he's a wall. He's a human wall, especially when Justin Fields had him. That O-line was phenomenal. So, just seeing him, of course, flourish, to help out Stroud when he was there. A couple of bad throws here and there in the Oregon game gave him a loss. But he did his job. As a lineman, he did his job. I do have them double dipping on the line, and this one is more interior for the next pick at 63. I got them getting this guy out of Michigan named Andrew Stubert. Stubert is a really good offensive guard. This guy can really move on the line and swinging them counters, whatever you want to put him at. He can even go straight up and beat the bull rush guy. A game where he stood out. It's funny I say that. Michigan State game, Ohio State game. Believe it or not, if you watch the Georgia game, he actually gave Jordan Davis some problems. The first half and the second half as well, pretty much the whole game. But measurements, he comes in at 6'7", 327 pounds, 40 time 5'3". Obviously, once again, I'm checking for the 10-yard mark for the guards and the tackles. But looking at him, you see him on paper, you think that he's just one of those big guys that's just really just sloppy built. But when you look at his hands are phenomenal against D linemen. The Rutgers game, the running lanes that they had, Haskins had a phenomenal time running behind Andrew Stubert and a couple of other guys on the O-line, but Stubert was definitely setting the tone at guard. You can put him on the left side, right side, it doesn't matter. He'll take care of any side. And with the Bengals picking those two linemen right out the gate, I think they can go and get sexy now in the 3rd round. So at 95, a lot of people might not like this pick, but I have this guy named Snoop Connor coming out of Ole Miss. A lot of you are saying, why not Jerron Ely? Well, the reason why I say Snoop Connor is going to come out and he's going to get picked in the 3rd round is because this running back, not only does he have definition in the upper body, he can move. Like I say move a lot, but he's a speedster back, especially catching out the backfield, breakaway games. You want to see a game where he did a good job. Arkansas, LSU. Those games right there, lights out. Because, Jerron Ely is injury prone for the Ole Miss, but watching Snoop take over the last half of the season, his draft stock is only going to go up from here. Why not? Why not give him a chance? Why not let him play for the Bengals, especially with Joe Mixon getting older, Samaje Perine? Yeah, he's hit or miss, but if you got a guy like this, you're basically just putting the same player. Well, I'm not going to say that Joe Mixon is the same player as, Snoop Connor. I'll just say that Snoop Connor is a little bit, maybe like a C-level grade of a Joe Mixon. So looking at that, I think that's what he brings to the table. As for the 4th round pick at 134, I'm going to take my boy Daniel Bellinger out of San Diego State. The reason why we take him out of San Diego State, and I want y'all to hear me on this. The tight end woes for the Cincinnati Bengals just got fixed this year. The problem is, I always mess this guy's name up, but the tight end, Usama, I always mess it up. Usama is a very injury-prone player. Getting Daniel Bellinger out of San Diego State solidifies the greatness at tight end for them immediately. And I'm going to read you his measurements, right? 6'6", 252 pounds, runs a 4.6. Think about that, y'all. 2 tight ends like that. T. Higgins. You're adding Jamar Chase. Dude, look. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. I do have them double dipping again, getting sexy again later on in the draft. But him, if he's there in the 4th round at pick, 134, I think is where they're at. Yeah, if he's there at pick 134, why would you not go grab him? Why would you not snag him? I would be mad if you didn't. Now, with that being said, we got to switch to the defensive side of the ball, and I think there's a little bit of diamonds in the rough here for them. 2 players I like defense. Well, actually 3 players I like defensively diamond in the rough. Got this guy named Russ Yeast out of Kansas State. He's a transfer from Louisville. Saw the field right away though. Beat everybody out in spring ball. Comes in, plays really good, strong game. His biggest game was against LSU, and another game against, of course, their rival Kansas. Not saying that Kansas was like a juggernaut when it comes to football, because they're not. But looking at him play against LSU, man, this guy jumping routes, this guy can deflect. He actually really caused a lot of problems for Oklahoma the first half of the game. They adjusted, of course, obviously they ran the ball more with Caleb Williams, but Russ Yeast is not to be messed with. He's a little short. He's 5'10", 192. Not really a physical type corner, but he's just all over the field. He plays like a strong safety, and he's a hitter. But I feel like the Bengals need somebody like that, an enforcer, especially after the performance that Eli Apple put in the Super Bowl. I'm definitely going to tell you why they're going to double dip at this position, corner and safety. Because, yeah, Russ Yeast, I can tell you right now, is probably going to do a better job than Eli Apple if he gets a chance to play on the field. With that being said, that kind of wraps up the 5th round. At 208, we got this guy named Malcolm Rodriguez out of Oklahoma State. Dude, when I tell you this guy's a football player, he's a football player. Malcolm Rodriguez, 225, 5'11". He's short for a linebacker, very short. But check this out, 4'6". Every time he touches a pig, he takes it to the house. He is a menace. Sacks. He got 3 last season, but here's a stat that shocked me, right? Solo tackles and forced fumbles. 8 forced fumbles, solo tackles, 76. This guy plays end-to-end football. He is just a wild boy on the field. Nothing gets past him. I think if he's there sitting at where am I at? If he's there sitting at 208, dude, you got to grab him. You got to snag him. You got to snag him because he's just like a Chance Campbell, Alika Henry. These guys in the draft, they're just gold mine players and they're diamonds in the rough. And I like this because the way he is, just, you want to highlight Tulsa game, Oklahoma game, and the game against Missouri. Dude, just everywhere. You cut on the tape, he's everywhere. Just hitting the whole game. He's just hitting. So I like Malcolm Rodriguez, especially at that pick. Next up, going forward, at 224, kind of closing towards the end of the draft. A lot of people are not sold on him, but Kieran Smith out of Ole Miss, he's a big physical corner, 6'2", 210. Played all 4 years there at Ole Miss. He's more of a zone guy, what you really want for the Bengals. kind of comes in. He can cover the flats, stuff like that. He's really slick, honestly, to be a linebacker if you really want to put him at that way. He's too big to be playing corner. But I just think that, if you do get him, he's a menace. He's got great leaping ability. Obviously, at 6'2", he can jump out the gym. But when you really look at him, man, I know that he doesn't just wow you on paper. But in game play, I was watching him, and I just think that he fits a well put together defense, which the Bengals don't have. But I feel like when they're adding these pieces to them, he kind of just falls right in line with them. You know what I mean? And wrapping up their draft at 250, and I was doing some analysis, and I'm looking at the draft, and I'm wondering why he didn't get invited to the combine, and he was hurt. This guy named Tay Martin out of Oklahoma State. Dude. I'm gonna just read off his stats, all right? This is the season. Receptions, 80. Receiving yards, 1,446. Receiving touchdowns, 10. Receiving average, 13.1. Why is this guy not being talked about? They have him projected to be undrafted free agent. Dude, 6'3", 188 pounds. That could be it right there. Maybe because he ain't got no weight on him. I watched him in the Oklahoma game. I watched him in the Notre Dame game, and I watched him against Southeast Missouri, I think is what they were called, or a Maroon School out of Missouri. Dude, opening play on South Missouri right now. Granted, you're saying it's South Missouri. There's no competition. He gets the ball on the opening drive 4 times and scores a touchdown. Dude, people like this get overlooked in the draft all the time, and I think the Bengals need to grab this guy. And the only reason why I say grab him is because you got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, dude, Tyler Boyd, and now him being there, dude, Joe Burrow would be in love with Cincinnati. In love with Cincinnati, man. So going forward, I think that this is the direction that the Bengals should go if they do pick all 8 of these picks. But this is just a mock to see what's going on. Of course, always, give me your comments, like, comment, and subscribe how you feel about it. Take it easy, man. Hey, have a good day.